Coming at you live. How are you, Patreon members?
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Welcome to the show. How are you, folks? Thursday, another week in the books. Thank you, patrons at patreon.com, for joining us every Tuesday and Thursday. 833-599-NICK, 833-599-6425, the phone number. I thought the big story today, personally, was that the DNC excluded Fox News Channel from hosting the 2020 Democratic debates. President Trump fired back at the DNC on Wednesday, hours after Fox News was barred from hosting any of the Democratic debates ahead of the 2020 presidential election. Don't forget that the RNC excluded NBC News in 2016 from one of their primary debates. So, not surprising, but I'm sorry, I'm a news junkie. I flip all over the stations, and we all know from the Media Research Center that the mainstream media fucks Trump right in the ass, and the Republicans for the last 30, 40, nobody argues that point. 93% negative reporting on Trump, and that's why it's a little different. Scares me. Trump in a tweet suggested that in return, and here's why I'd give him a hand job, he might halt other networks that have drawn his ire from hosting his debates. He says in a tweet, the Democrats just blocked at Fox News from holding a debate. Good, then I think I'll do the same thing with fake news networks and the radical left Democrats and the general election debates, which I love them for that. Yeah, get rid of them all.
You are fake news, sir.
So this is why I love Trump. Like I've said before, if his presidency ended tomorrow, he's done more. And I'll say it again. Do you understand the Republicans, the right? Do you understand they would win every election if the mainstream media was even a little bit conservative? I really believe that. But it's not. And Trump has exposed these rat-faced lying whores for the swamp monsters that they are. And that's why I give him a big... And it's going to make it easier once there's a little balance. I don't know if that'll ever happen. Excuse me. So that's the biggest thing he's accomplished. I don't care about anything else, really. We win. This is from the DNC, Perez, the head of the DNC. We win by expanding our electorate and reaching all voters. Yeah, that's what you're trying to do. That's why we've been engaged with media outlets about debates over the last few months, Perez said on Twitter Wednesday. But recent reporting has made it clear that we cannot rely on Fox to host a fair and neutral debate. You are just a lying sack of shit. Watch the Bret Baier show. Bret Baier goes on Stephen Colbert's show a couple times a year. You think Colbert would have him on at all? Just not buying it. Okay, there's no more fair show than Bret Baier show. He's the new Walter Cronkite, and that's unfair to Bret Baier because Cronkite turned out to be a commie after he retired. We found that out. But it's just nonsense, and I would love to see Trump do that. Can you imagine just slamming the door in the faces of CNN? He added, just to be clear, this is Perez, Fox News will not serve as a media partner for the 2020 Democratic primary debates. The New Yorker article described the deep ties between the network and the White House, including a number of key staffers who moved from Fox to the administration. I can think of Heather Nauert as one of them. But really, isn't the real discussion here... this is not the first time people go from a network, and work for a party or vice versa. Like Chuck Todd, who smears his left-wing horseshit every Sunday on Meet the Press and shows like that. Once a week, he has an hour platform. How about Chris Matthews on MSNBC? He was a Democratic operative. How about George Stephanopoulos? And again, this isn't about the debates. I'm talking about the ongoing fucking left-wing horseshit. Stephanopoulos, the little Greek midget who worked for the Clintons. Every Sunday morning, he's on This Week with George Stephanopoulos. Those are the things that we should be concentrating on. How about a new rule? If you work for a political party, you can't go into journalism or can't have your own TV show. It's absolutely ridiculous. And can you explain to me why young voters who don't watch Fox News, why they have less trust in the rest of the media, the mainstream media, than they do in Congress almost? I think it's more so. How do you explain that? They don't even watch Fox News. So Brett Baird took to Twitter to respond to the news, calling it a shame. Ooh, easy with the language, Brett. That's pretty salty. That's really a shame, he says. When it comes to fairness, our news product speaks for itself. We will continue to cover this 2020 race fairly, and we'll continue to invite Democrats, Republicans, and independents on to talk about key issues and substance with a very, very large viewing audience. Well, that's actually true about that, right? You know, I mean, Fox gets huge numbers. I could have a hit show on Fox. They don't like my neckties, apparently. That, and I like to say the C word every 3 minutes. Why that bothers anybody that bothers, well, frankly, you're a cunt. The DNC has said it could host as many as 12 debates because they have 78 people running ahead of the 2020 election, allowing the growing pool of candidates to showcase their ideas while spurring competition among cable news companies vying to host one or more of the events. Perez told the Post he had considered Fox News as an option before the New Yorker piece that came out. I don't know if I believe that or not, but that is a crime. First of all, the broads are a lot better looking on Fox News. Do you want Martha McCallum sitting there, or do you want Rachel Maddow with her 17-inch dick and 40-inch neck? Let's be honest. Nick, what's that got to do with it? Why the ad hom attacks? It's what I do. It's what I can do. It's the internet. Hey, nice shirt and tie. You look nice. You got Mitt Romney's hair. You look like a lesbian from Sicily. I know that. Been told that many times. 833-599-6425 is the phone number. But do you get what I'm saying, folks? Do you get it? How about Donna Brazile at CNN? Remember during the Bernie Sanders Hillary debates? Do you remember Donna Brazile? She was a pundit on CNN. She had the questions for Hillary. So let's trust CNN. They play a clean game. Has anything like that happened? How about Eric Holder, former Attorney General, going after Rosen? I forget his first name. God damn it. What's his first name? Fox News Channel put in Rosen. Remember that Eric Holder went after him personally, got shit from his computer, and then apologized afterwards? Rosen, FNC. Saul?
James Rosen.
James Rosen, a Jewish De Niro. That's what he looked like. Eric Holder fucking went after and apologized afterwards. But this is it's absolutely ridiculous. And then you had the CNN mischaracterizing Mitt Romney's stance on Benghazi. I think, what was that, 2012? Do you remember that? They're lying assholes. When they say that the media gets like a 6% approval rating, they're talking about the mainstream media. If you took Fox out of that, it would go down to 2%. They like a rigged game, as R.P. McMurphy said in Cuckoo's Nest. Don't mean to break up the meeting, talking about Nurse Ratched, but she's something of a cunt, ain't she, Doc? What do you mean, R.P.? Well, she likes a rigged game. They're horrible people. I'll get to more of it in a sec. But I did a little digging myself about Chuck Todd, because he's the one. I put him on Sunday mornings just to get me crazy. Then I have a 2-hour workout. I'm doing butterflies with fucking 80-pound weights after listening to this rat-face lib jerk-off. Chuck Todd, this is from 2018, by the way. Chuck Todd is taken to the pages of The Atlantic, which is to the left of my sister's ass, to call on his fellow journalists to take down Fox News, charging Fox News, again, this was 2018, founder Roger Ailes who was dead, I think, when he wrote this, has waged a concerted 50-year campaign to divide the American people and demonize legitimate journalism. That's what fucking Chuck Todd said.
Who said that? Who the fuck said that?
Chuck Todd, Ratface.
Who's the slimy little communist shit twinkle-toed cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant?
Look at him. Dug into his resume a little bit. I'll get to that in a second. But Todd attacks the late Mr. Ailes and his colleagues for what he deems their motives, derides their opinions, and declares whatever evidence they produce to back them up as false, and never concedes that they might actually believe what they say. Nothing makes me crazier. This is why I want to punch David Letterman right in the face when he'd have like Bill O'Reilly on it and he goes, or Rush Limbaugh, you really don't believe what you're saying, do you? Can you fucking imagine? If you say that to me, I'd climb over that desk and put 3 more gaps in his teeth. When somebody says that to you from the left, go, you really don't believe what you're saying, do you? Fuckface. I've heard this at the Comedy Cellar. Sitting around with, you really don't believe that. Well, do you believe what you believe? How dare you question my integrity, my intellectual honesty? I ought to throw this hummus right in your face. That's what we eat at the table at the Comedy Cellar. That and chicken wings. It's why Colin Quinn had a heart attack. He used to eat 40 chicken wings in 3 minutes. Even Patrice would blush. What? Mr. Todd may claim to be an unbiased, even while admitting, as he did recently, that he and his colleagues went easy on Hillary. You remember her, don't you? Hillary Clinton. During her race for the White House. But listen to his... I heard you. Get her back in the pen, that fat, thick-ankle dog face. He claims this was not bias, but a fear that if they went hard on her, as no man ever has, they might have been charged with sexism. What a slimy little fucking piece of shit he is. Where's the wormy cocksucker button? You
wormy cocksucker.
Thank you very much. Well done, Ryan. Anybody can detect a wormy cocksucker, it's Ryan. Nick, that's unfair. That's homophobic. 18, what's the number? 1-833-599-6425. How about former Clinton aide who I brought up, aforementioned George Stephanopoulos, the Greek midget, who I know sits on 3 phone books. Do they make phone books anymore? You know that thing you have your kid sit on when he's trying to potty train? That's what he sits on when he does the show. And he actually shits his pants because he knows. But they bring up the same people I do. Stephanopoulos, Chris Matthews, former Democratic operatives hired by major networks. Mr. Todd migrated to journalism from the ranks of the Democrat campaign operatives, something he loathed to admit, because he's a lying, motherless fuck. Yeah. One would never know by listening to him that he's worked in Democratic campaigns, knocked on doors to promote liberal causes as a political fucking activist, which makes him what, ladies and gentlemen?
You fucking hypocrite.
Mr. Todd, though, sees himself as a reporter rather than a commentator, and wants us to believe that, unlike the folks with whom he disagrees, we should regard his reports and analysis as bias-free, so he feels no obligation to highlight his own political or ideological inclinations. What a piece. He's a problem. He's a problem.
You're the fucking problem. You fucking Dr. White, onking jamrag, ucking spunk bubble. I'm telling you, H, you keep looking at me, I'm going to put you in the fucking ground. I promise you. Not this time.
We got you, Chuck. You're full of shit. And how about Megyn Kelly, she worked for Fox News Channel. Did she go easy on Trump? Remember that first debate? You called Rosie O'Donnell a pig, you referred to other women as pigs, and said, how do you feel about that? And Trump just looked at her and said, remember what, Trump? The next day, she was bleeding from everywhere. That's when I pulled the lever for Trump. That's not true. I pulled the lever when he made fun of the crippled reporter from the New York Times. That's when I fell off my couch. I was half asleep. I'll never forget it. I had one eye open watching the news, and Trump was talking about this handicapped reporter for the New York Times who said all kinds of negative shit about her. And he goes, Trump goes, he imitated a physically challenged, as you faggots would say. That's when I said, where do I pull the lever for this guy? He does not give a rat's ass. That makes me a deplorable. I'm right in that middle of the basket.
basket of deplorables, yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, so he thinks what he does is just a fucking reporting, and Chuck Todd's a liar. That's all.
Problem. You're the fucking problem.
I'll say it again.
You fucking Dr. White onking jam.
I love this one. I have to keep hitting
bubble.
it.
I'm telling you, H. You keep looking at me, I'm going to put you in the fucking ground. I promise you. Not this time.
My goddamn dog bit my thumb. I tease it now that it's blind. I don't do it intentionally. I sneak up like I always used to pat her on the head from behind. She snapped at me, took a chunk. Thing's swelling up and it's pink. I could get about a fucking gallon of Hellman's out of my right thumb and make a nice BLT. That is so gross it made me sick. Nobody calling today? Is anybody watching? By the way, just to give you guys a head up, in a few weeks, probably in April, we're changing the format of this show. It's going to be on at a different time. And maybe later in the evening, maybe not live streaming, because that's when everybody seems to get on the internet. We've done research and study after study, and you people are just getting home from work, and this will be much better. We'll move it to fucking later. It'll be even funnier. And, it's going to raise the numbers for me. Because I'm doing God's work here, and apparently the angels aren't watching right now. And if I see an angel, I'm going to kick it right in the bowls. Well said. Let's get on to the leathery nipple, two-faced liberal. Hey, can I ask you a question? How come we never hear about Nancy Pelosi ever having ambitions to run for president? Anybody? Guys, you got an answer for that? I mean, the left loves her. House Speaker and all that horse shit, and big lib. Would never agree with Chuck Todd. We never hear about her in presidential aspirations. Not enough money in it for the whore. That's why. Lives behind a gated mansion. And she realizes if she got into the White House, the lights on her would get that much hotter. I can't say it. And, would see right through her lies and her horseshit. But she seems to be. She's the fucking, this is the second time, right, as a House Speaker and shit. Seems capable. She's a swamp monster. Has been there for 150 years. She's been there 150 years, yet her face is only 40 years old because of the work. And nice rack on it, too. I would like to chew on those until she cried. Ryan, would you give him a shot, those punching bags?
It would be like a very tough piece of beef jerky.
Her nipples would be beef jerky. Habanero onion. Onion? That's onion and honey.
My favorite Slim Jim flavor.
I just made it up. Onion. That's right. You never hear her. You know why? Like I said, she would see right through her. She can't even control this party. Are you fucking people like me jerking off at home, watching what the Democrats are doing? And a circular fucking jerk off? They're fighting amongst each other. It's tremendous. And I was poo-pooing these two Muslim women that were elected to Congress. They are also the best thing that happened to the Republicans. They are, Ilhan Omar, I'll get to her in a second. She hates Jews with a passion, hates them. She should grow a little Hitler mustache to go with her other mustache. You know the Middle Eastern broads are. Holy Christ. It's like talking to a fireman, giant walrus mustaches. And anyways, she's an anti-Semite. They can't rein her in. And Pelosi showed her true colors today, which are dog shit and SpaghettiOs. Nancy Pelosi tries explaining Ilhan Omar's obvious anti-Semitism as mere ignorance, essentially comparing Omar to a child. That's the only thing she was right about. And, here's the video of the leathery nipple. Watch what a bad public speaker she is, too. She just stutters and, go ahead.
She hasn't apologized. Does she need to apologize?
Well, she may need to explain that she did not. It's up to her to explain. But I do not believe that she understood the full weight of the words. As I say, when you're an advocate out there, as I was, so I appreciate all the enthusiasm that comes into our Congress. I told you that before. That was me pushing.
Put your arms down.
Those signs. So I understand how advocates come in with their.
Oh, now she's jerking somebody up.
But when you cross that threshold into Congress, your words weigh much more than when you're shouting at somebody outside. And I feel confident that her words were not based on any anti-Semitic attitude, but that she didn't have a full appreciation of how they landed on other people.
On Jews' noses?
These words have a history and a cultural impact that may have been unknown to her.
Oh, it's unknown to her. So she doesn't understand how words can hurt, which I don't believe either. In a perfect world, I'd be backing her, the Muslim woman, saying, say whatever you want. Say whatever you want about Jews, so I can say whatever I want about you, you hateful witch. But Pelosi, that's your, she didn't understand. Oh, she's like a fucking retarded 6-year-old girl. She didn't understand. It's not on her. People misinterpreted her anti-Semitism. Let me just say this about you, Pelosi.
You stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt!
I do not believe she understood the full weight of her words. What kind of... I'm starting to believe Pelosi doesn't like the Jews either, you know that?
Get this through your head, Get this through your head, you Jew motherfucker, you!
It seems foolish to have all this money lying around.
Oh, you'd rather have it down at the bank where the Jewish guys can leer at it?
Yeah, money.
That was Perez and the rest of the Dems behind. If the Democrats really were against anti-Semitism, it says in this article, I couldn't agree more. They'd scold I hate your name. I'm changing it to Betty Omar. Go back to your fucking sand trap and take a dump in the box like a cat. Rather than say she was too young and naive to understand that calling Jews hook-nosed was no deserving of a spanking and a 1 week's allowance. If the Democrats really were anti-Semitic, leaders like Pelosi would say, yep, what she said was wrong. It was hateful and indefensible. We're addressing it now. For punishment, she's going to get 50 lashes on the sidewalk and then stoned in the face by the Republican House, just like they do back in her home country. Bury her up to her neck and run over her with a sit-down lawnmower. Oh, wait a minute. That's what you do to cats. I'm sorry.
Nick, you're fucking crazy. I mean, what are you, out of your fucking mind? Oh, I mean, come on, man.
You know you one crazy motherfucking wop, man.
Shut up and don't call me a wop. It's offensive. I'm a greasy fucking guinea. Leaders like Nancy Pelosi are poo-pooing the entire issue, excusing Ilhan Omar by patronizing her lack of understanding. Nobody understands Jews more than Muslims. That's hilarious. Miss Omar's forgot more about Jews than fucking Pelosi. No. But do you know why they're protecting her so much? Do you know why? The far left of the Democrat Party is really anti-Israel, and they don't want to lose those people. I meet Jews in New York City that hate fucking Israel. How dare they? How dare you hate people who control our banks and our foreign policy in my career? Guys, mark that down. That was a fucking gem, if I do say so myself.
You know you one crazy motherfucking wop, man.
Yeah, I heard, brother. So what's she doing in Congress if she's that stupid? That is the big question. The real problem I have, Pelosi assuming that her Democrat base and the rest of us will go along with the condescending line that somehow Miss Omar has the mental complexity and understanding of a glue-sniffing first grader. Take the glue out of it. Just a first grader. Glue sniffing. That's life in prison in her fucking part of the world. Nick, what do you mean? She's from Oklahoma. You Midwestern people, I'm starting to think Bill Maher is right about you. Voting in these fucking douchebags. Nick, what do you say? Well, here's what I'm saying. Does 9/11 ring a bell? So what are you saying, Nick, that all Muslims? No, but I'm just saying we were attacked by radical Muslims. And there's not much of a difference between a Muslim who's not radical and a radical one. What's the difference? A click of a mouse. How about that? What's the difference? A prison Chapman. How about after that attack, we had like an unwritten rule. You couldn't make it public because we live in this fake world. There'll be no Muslims in our government for, let's say, 50 years. I don't remember us loading up on the Japs in 1947. Jesus, that sounded very fucking Arthur Spooner-like. Anybody listening? Nobody's watching? Call me. I'm lonely. I'm turning into one of those late night commercials. Hi, would you like to talk? Call me at 976-555-1144. That makes me laugh. Fucking smoking hot chicks, tits hanging out. Would I like to? Yeah, I want to talk on the phone with you. That's what guys love to do with broads. Let's chat for an hour and a half. I like to finger pop you after I make you sniff glue, hang you from my ceiling fan, and hope you have a bladder infection. What? What in God's name does that mean? Anyways, there's the proof. They're trying to pass, as we do the show right now, the Democrats are trying. Focus. Hey, you're supposed to be watching me, Ryan. The fuck are you guys laughing about? It's not me.
We were getting something ready for you in relation to the phones.
Like what? Let me hear. Come on, this is dead air. You still don't get it.
What's up, nigga?
Put it up. Can we watch it?
You want to?
Oh, guys. See what happens. Call Mao.
What's up, nigga?
Hey, watch your mouth.
You want to talk some shit?
Yeah, I do, motherfucker.
Call me. Start some shit, bitch.
Sup, fool? You gonna talk shit about me, homie? Where you from?
Hundreds of niggas is waiting for your motherfucking call, and they all talking shit about you right now.
They're not calling me.
You want to sell that shit? Call these motherfuckers ASAP.
Yeah, I said some shit. What? Man, fuck you and your bone spurs.
The hardest niggas is standing by, ready to pick up that phone. Buff niggas, dark niggas, Asian niggas.
This is racist.
White niggas.
Suck my dick, bitch.
Hey, that's how
Fuck you.
Ooh, he heard me.
1-213-373-4253.
Look at this guy. He's tossing.
Just down, nigga. I'll fuck you up.
Deaf niggas.
He's tossing and
Classic
turning.
niggas.
That's my agent.
Racist niggas. Mystery niggas. Psycho niggas. Dog niggas. Jewish niggas.
You got some motherfucking nerds calling me out Shabbat on some little bullshit ass nigga. Better calm that shit down and come around here and show me some fucking respect before me and my Jewish niggas come up here and beat your ass, nigga. Off top.
That was for Omar. He was talking to Miss Omar.
Call now.
$4.99 per minute.
Yes.
Kill it. My favorite one is, well, the tossing and turning is the funniest thing. That guy would have a conscience. Somebody's talking shit about him. But the Jewish nigger saying that was just, excuse me, I burped like a big piggy. That's from eating all that ass last night. This is why they won't give me a show. You can't say shit like that. I just did. Go fuck your sister. Let's go to our buddy Drew in D.C. Drew, how are you? Welcome to the show. Are you in the swamp?
Hey, Nick, how you doing, man? Hey, I just wanted to call and thank you on the video that you sent. I paid my $60, and it was well-spent money after my relatives left D.C. here.
Oh, refresh my memory, Drew, on which one that one. Who did I talk to?
Oh, you berated every one of us, and it was beautiful.
He's talked, Drew.
My cousins, the Irish hoodlums from Chicago.
Yeah, that was a tough one. But Drew's talking about Cameo.com, and he requested that I send a video to his Irish hoodlum friends in Chicago. So I let loose, and it's the best $60 he's ever spent. I got one waiting for me. I had two today. Can I be honest with you? I've been doing this forever. My favorite job in show business was working for Chris Rock, writing at HBO. Because we'd go to Yankees games and make up shit at the top, in between innings, and it would go on national TV. But this thing, Cameo.com, please click on my profile and make some request, because it's so fun and so easy. So did your friends like it, Drew?
Yeah, well, not only was it a fucking great weekend with my family, it was great, but I sent that to them the next day. It just attacked my whole family, man. It was hilarious. They're all texting me back like,
Did they know who I was?
I just hit it on the fucking head.
Did they know who I was?
Oh, yeah. We've all gone and seen you live. And stuff. Yeah, they all knew.
Hey, did I meet
But
you?
I want to thank you again for it.
All right.
And I'll do it again.
Yes.
I'll do it again.
And tell your friends and family to do it, and I can say shit about you. All right, Drew. Thanks, buddy. Dude, folks, I fucking love it. I absolutely love it. I look, request. Yeah, my girlfriend's being an asshole. Tell her to shut her face. And I come downstairs, I put these lights on. I put my phone in front of me. And poetry. Acid rolls off my tongue. It's the only skill I have. I can't fix a lawnmower. I can change a tire like Judd Apatow. I replaced a toilet in our house. That was the biggest thing I ever did. The wife ordered it. I went up to Home Depot and got it. She was out with Terrell Suggs on a date, and I fixed the toilet.
I've installed 2 ceiling fans.
Have you really?
Yeah.
What do you do, hang 12-year-old boys from them and let them pee on you?
Exactly. How did you know?
How did I know? It's all over Westchester County. It was in the fucking police blotter.
Sorry, I won't be your producer anymore. I gotta go.
Fuck that. You're here, boy. You ain't going nowhere. How about, speaking of peeing, boy, that was a good segue, actually. Beautiful. Brazil's president tweeted amateur golden shower porn, then asked the question, what's a golden shower? Well, I'll tell you. You know who you got to call? Trump. He'll fill you in. Oh, I wish I could piss like that. When I piss, I sound like Hyman Roth. I'm just a Jew. Remember he said in The Godfather, he goes, I'd get 10 million to take a piss without it hurting. Anyway, yeah, the president of Brazil tweeted about a golden shower, and again, if you call our president, he'll go, listen, I know what it is. The dossier was bullshit, but I've seen this happen. Back in the 70s, I used to go to the Club 51 and all those other places and watch girls pee on each other. You'll love it. The girls are fantastic. The urine is remarkable. It's the best urine in the country. It's Donald Trump urine. We're bottling it. The water didn't work out. We're putting hookah pee in bottles.
Is it better than that vagina beer that we did in the beginning?
That's right. We did a story on vagina beer, which, I made a great yeast joke. Put it right together. Nobody could come up with a shit. After tweeting a pornographic video to denounce one of his country's biggest festivals, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro had a follow-up question Wednesday. What is a golden shower? He's talking about the stupid carnival they have down there. It's like Mardi Gras, only in Brazil. And there's a zillion people in Brazil. Fucking, what is it? San de Janeiro has more homeless people than fucking L.A. But he hates it because of the depravity that goes on. Depravity. La, la, la. He says, what is a golden shower? His query tweeted out to his 3 million Twitter followers, and 2.999 million knew what a golden shower was. It went viral, his tweet. Though it wasn't immediately apparent, the message had its origins in Bolsonaro and his supporters' distaste toward Carnival, the annual festival marked with huge street parties, mostly famously in Rio de Janeiro. I have a beautiful summer home down there. Huge and boisterous, Carnival like Mardi Gras. I don't know anybody would go to fucking Mardi Gras. In Spanish, okay, a golden shower.
The first comment says, let me show you.
That's funny. Anyways, it's like Mardi Gras. It takes place just before the beginning of Lent. If you're a Catholic and you got those ashes on your forehead, and Lent's over, the next day you go down Mardi Gras, somebody's gonna pee it right off your head. There's video, we can't show it, but there's a video at Carnival. Some guy is like in a thong up on a platform, fingering his own ass. This is what he posted, actually. A long-haired guy playing with his own asshole with his finger, like wearing a thong. And then another guy comes over, takes out his dick, and starts pissing in the guy's long hair. And he's like shampooing with it. We couldn't show it. I wanted to show it to you but that could be flagged as pornography on YouTube, and I get shut down. I'm out $11 a week. I mean, why would you shampoo with urine when I drank it the other day by accident. I told you that. If you guys weren't watching, I'll repeat it real quick. I came the middle of the night, I had to pee. And my dog sleeps in the bathroom that was closest to me. I didn't want to wake the dog. I went in the trash. I found an empty Gatorade bottle. Like a fucking idiot. It's the only time we had the yellow Gatorade in our fucking fridge. So I peed into the Gatorade bottle. And I put it on the counter. My wife comes downstairs the next morning before I'm up, sees it, thinks it's Gatorade, puts it in the fridge. I come down an hour later, grab it, thinking it's Gatorade. 2 big mouthfuls. And I got to be honest, it was delicious. I booked a flight to San de Janeiro.
I found another picture of our president here.
Golden shower, golden retriever. Anyways, last month a rumor spread that the president has decided to cancel the event entirely, along with Rio de Janeiro's LGBT Pride Parade. Bolsonaro's office denied that was the case. Rio de Janeiro's mayor, Marcelo Crivella, are these all guineas? Isn't exactly a fan either. An evangelical Protestant, Crivella last month announced that he was slashing public funding for Carnival. Women will understand that. Carnival is a big baby who needs to be weaned and walked with his own legs, he said by way of explanation for why the many parades don't need assistance from the city. On Tuesday, Bolsonaro tweeted what he claimed was the new normal at Carnival. In it, a long-haired man seen teasing his own anus with a finger. I was doing that in the shower about an hour ago. While standing on a bus stop before a fellow partier, then pulls out his penis and urinates the man's hair. That sounds like a fucking Super Bowl parade to me. It's not good. This shit goes on in Germany all the time on a Tuesday night. He says, I don't feel comfortable showing it, but we have to expose the truth to the population, knowing and always taking their priorities. This is what the Brazilian Carnival has turned many street blogs into. The tweet did not draw the support that Bolsonaro seemed to hope it would, though, with commentators on both the left and the right condemning him. Of course, because the world is falling apart. The Workers' Party, PT, has already said that it would be taking the president to court for sharing pornography. The Workers' Party is liberal. So if he didn't, let's say somebody else posted and he blocked it, they would take him to court for that too. So may all your kids die of some type of syphilitic diseases. Nick, that's over the top. Yeah, so is your sister. Journalists abroad and locals alike were equally puzzled by just what on earth Bolsonaro thought he was doing, tweeting a piece of porn that even most aficionados of the art would say, no thanks to viewing. I couldn't show it here, so they got a point.
That boy is a P.I.G. pig.
No, he ain't. He's got his head screwed on straight. 833-599-6425, the phone. Chicago Bears. This cracked me up. The team announced on Wednesday that they signed former Pitt kicker, University of Pittsburgh. What's the guy's name? Chris? He's a kicker now. What's his last name? Blewett.
And you blew it! You blew it! And you blew it! You blew it! And you blew it!
This is him getting fired by his other previous
and
coach.
You blew it! You blew it!
A kicker named Blewett. It shouldn't surprise people, but because the kicker previous to him was Tom Schenk, and the guy before him was Dave Wide-Right. Blewett played collegiately at Pitt between 2013 and 2016. In his freshman campaign, he made 14 of 18 field goals and 40 of 41 extra points. He followed that up by making 16 of 21 field goals in 2014 and 50 of 51 extra points. He then had an abysmal final 2 seasons. Listen to these numbers. Daniel Day-Lewis and that fucking my left foot could have done better. He just made 15 of 23 attempts in 2015. That should be enough for you to quit. And 42 of his 43 extra points. The fact that he misses one extra point every year bugs me, too. He followed that up by making just 10 of 17 field goal attempts in 2016 and 66 of 69 extra points. He ended his career by making just 69.6% of his field goals. He also missed 6 extra points, but by all means, sign him.
And you blew it! You blew it.
Why would you sign this fucking guy? You know why they signed him? You remember how the Bears season ended last year in January in the playoffs? They had the kicker, what was his name? Cody Parkey, whatever the fuck. Remember that? His big chance came in the playoffs against the Eagles. He, with a chance to win the game, he hit the left upright with his kick, and then it banged off the crossbar in the wild card run, sending the Bears home. He hit the crossbar on 4 consecutive kickoffs. Fucking weird. Anyways, the Bears had inked him to a 4-year deal worth $15 million last March, with $9 million guaranteed after a couple of years of struggles at the position. We've talked to Cody, and Cody knows we're going to go in a different direction. Somebody who knows how to kick a football. He said the Bears said it was a healthy talk. He took it like a true professional. We have him responding to the Bears after he got cut. Don't sound professional to me. Cameo.com, don't forget about it. Speaking of sports, I'll tell you, folks, I was a big hoop fan, and one thing I didn't like, I'm only 5'9.5", 5'10". I couldn't really slap people's shit away when they drove into the lane. Couldn't really post anybody up, and I have the hands of Shirley Temple. But I saw a clip today of this kid. His name is Reese Turner. I think he's in high school. He's 4 foot 4 inches. And he's becoming a social media sensation, which proves social media is just like the circus. The bearded lady, the fucking donkey with 6 dicks. But here's some video of Reese Turner, and here's one guy that I think I could post up and slap his shit away.
Being friendly, dog. It's just a little 10-piece for it. Just a
bang
in the mall doesn't mean that we involved. I just put a Richard on the card. I ain't going playing ball, but I'll show you how to
bang.
Do it if you really
Love the guy. Love this little shit. 2 seconds left. The midget pulls up and bang.
Saw you last night, but did it all day. Yeah, a lot of murk coming in a hard way.
He's dancing. I love black people, especially black midgets. So is he a midget? What is he? All I know, they said he used to sleep in Shaquille. He bought Shaquille O'Neal sneakers and he would use one as a sleeping bag. He would curl up in that motherfucker, tie the laces up nice. How about that, though? I want to play him one-on-one and just slap his shit away. Why? There's nobody covering him. Did you see anybody covering him? I was going to say play man, but it would be play half man or fucking 1/8 of a man. What do you... He has the balls to dance. Have you no shame, sir? And by the way, I looked at him. His head is 72% of his body weight. Did you notice? Jesus H. But how about hitting? I don't understand why nobody's covering the motherfucker. I would be pounding that stuff right back at... Oh, God bless you, Reese. Seriously, man. Again, it looks like, I don't know, it looked like the other team knew that they were filming this to put on Twitter, and either that or he has really bad body odor. Nobody was within a mile of this fucking fro. Slap his shit out. You bring that into my paint, I'm sending you back to fucking Oz. We represent the Detroit Pistons. Let's go to Peter in Armenia. Peter, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going, Nick? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Good to hear from you, Pete.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about your tie. Is that a Brooks Brothers tie?
It is, man. It is. What do you think?
Well, you know what? They basically... Well, I think they need to change out the classy nigger and the gangster hotline and put your picture in there.
Call ASAP, motherfuckers. Brooks Brothers in the house.
All right.
All right, Pete. Thanks.
That's right. They dress all the presidents.
Yes, they do. You're absolutely. My brother shops at Brooks Brothers, and any guy that's successful. I don't know why I'm wearing the tie. Well, it was a gift from my wife. Let's be honest. If it was me, I'd be at Target right now, thumbing through the polyester poly blends. But yeah, I think that's where she got it.
Well, she's got good taste. She's got excellent taste.
Well, she's fucking
in
me.
ties and in men. So God bless you, Nick.
All right, Pete.
Yeah, exactly.
See you, buddy.
Take care.
What a show, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, a great friend of mine from the Armenia. I texted Louis C.K. today. He's in fucking Italy with some gal. I wonder if it's one of the bitches he traumatized. That would be funny. If you find out one of those girls that was all upset is blowing him, in fucking Rome in front of the Colosseum.
I'd put that as a throwback Thursday, wouldn't you? Back when girls liked me.
Love him. He's as funny as ever. Anyways, a big, a low high five to Reese Turner. He says heart over height in different breed. Yes, I'd like to know exactly who your parents were. Hervé Villachez and a fucking Shetland pony. It seems to be working. His team is 26-4 with clip showing Turner raining down threes. He recently said in an Instagram Q&A that he averages 8 points a game. Well, that's not that. Raining down threes? Excuse me, that's not even 3 3-pointers. 8 points a game? He's averaging 1 point for every inch he is tall.
I was going to say I took dumps bigger than him, but it's true. Metamucil.
I'm a big fan of. Look at the skull on this guy. It's 80% of his body weight. It's 72% of his body weight. You know what the other 28% is? Cock. You know that. This isn't Turner's first foray into the public light. In 2015, he was selected as Stephen F. Austin superfan and interviewed then coach Brad Underwood for ESPN. Of course, ESPN sees a. Speaking of black freaks, let's talk about one that was half black. Michael Jackson, a quarter century of sexual abuse allegations. Michael Jackson.
Fucking quiz!
Take it easy, walnuts. Anyways, there's something, documentary at Cannes called Leaving Neverland? Yeah. Everybody leaves there the same way, limping, bleeding from their pantsuits. But can we show the trailer? Show the trailer. If it gets flagged, we'll fucking fight it. I'm promoting the damn thing for you.
Everybody wanted to meet Michael or be with Michael.
No, I didn't. I wanted to punch him in his clit.
And then he likes you.
That he liked you, of course.
I was 7 years old. Michael asked, do you and the family want to come to Neverland?
We drive in and then forget about all your problems.
That's my house.
In Neverland.
Here's where we do the show.
It's a fantasy.
The days were filled with magical childhood adventure experiences. Playing tag, watching movies, eating junk food, anything you could ever want as a child.
It's like hanging out with a friend that's more your age.
Just kid things. They were just doing kid things. He just came across as a loving, caring, kind soul. It was easy to believe that he was just that.
Out of a storybook, right? Out of a fairy tale.
Hello, Wade. Today is your birthday. So congratulations. I love you. Goodbye.
Okay, right there.
There's no thoughts of this is wrong or anything
That
like
video
that.
didn't scare you? Yeah, fella?
Told me if they ever found out what we were doing, he and I would go to jail for the rest of our lives.
Secrets will eat you up. You feel so alone.
I want to be able to speak.
I want
the
that
truth
haircut. That kid's adorable. He's like a cup of
as
soup.
loud as I had to speak the lie for so long.
Leaving, limping away from Netherland.
The two-part documentary, Leaving Neverland, which began airing on HBO on Sunday night, tells the story of two men, Wade Robeson. This is a little bit of a long article, but it's interesting. James Safechuck, who accused Michael Jackson of having sexually abused them for years, beginning when they were respectively about 7 and 10 years old, it says.
Raping me! This is rape! This is rape!
No,
This is...
they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
Hey, that sounds like Michael Jackson. Was that him? Jackson's estate continues to deny the allegations. His estate has sued HBO for distributing the Dan Reed-directed documentary. In his filings, the estate called Leaving Neverland a posthumous character assassination. This timeline lays out key dates, knowing allegations and the main accusations that artists and his estate have faced going back more than a quarter century. Let me go over the history real quick. He doesn't look like he'd like to touch kids. He looks like a normal 9-to-5 guy that works at a bank. Jesus H. Christ. If he sent the video to my kid, I'd be at his front door with a shotgun. I'd be like Paulie Walnuts when he confronted the Orthodox Jews in the hotel. Listen, you fucking weirdo. Just because the person's... December of 86, James Safechuck meets Michael Jackson on a Pepsi ad set. Leaving Neverland, Safechuck says that Jackson befriended him and his family after the ad began airing, that the singer was immediately generous to him and allegedly began lavishing him with gifts. Okay, sorry, but as a good dad, my radar would go up right there. Including, Safechuck says, his jacket from the Thriller video. There's no way to get a kid to blow you quicker than, they'll be like me giving, a kid a Nick DiPaolo hat at the mall. Hey, Timmy, want a nice Nick DiPaolo podcast t-shirt? You gotta earn it. I mean, I would have blown him for the Thriller jacket because I'm going to sell it on fucking eBay in 10 minutes. Safechuck and his family also said that Jackson began flying them for visits on vacations. Oh, my God. This is, I'm sorry, right off the bat. And I've been defending Michael Jackson because he really did have a fucked up childhood and stuff. And I'm going to have to watch it before I make judgment. But he was a weird guy who didn't have a normal childhood and shit. But I'm sorry. After reading this, I have to sway to a gobbling goo. On one such trip to Hawaii, Safechuck alleges Michael Jackson first asked the boy to sleep with him in his bed. Safechuck refused because it wasn't king size and he wanted non-smoking. What? No. August 93, Los Angeles police began investigating Jackson. The LA Times reported that the LAPD has begun investigating Jackson based on allegations that he possibly molested 4 children, including a 13-year-old boy. Oh, my God. The police found no incriminating evidence at Jackson's Neverland. No incriminating evidence? How about a Ferris wheel in his backyard? I'd start there. And what do you call those things with the ponies that go around?
A merry-go-round.
A fucking merry-go-round and a Ferris wheel.
Also known as a carousel.
A carousel. Right there, in your backyard, with a trail of blood and some Boy Scout pants on the lawn. I mean, Jesus H. Fucking, he did everything but leave a trail of yodels to his bed for the kid. Or Skittles, whatever they like. In a lengthy report published the following January, Vanity Fair calling the boy Jamie publishes the 13-year-old and his family's allegations. The boy's lawyer tells the magazine Michael was in love. Michael was in love with the boy.
Your son looks like a fag to me.
The family says that Jackson argued with Jamie's mother about sleeping in the same bed with him, saying, according to Vanity Fair, "Why don't you trust me?" I'll do it, Michael said. "Why don't you trust me? Because I have the nose of a rabbit and no cheekbones? If we're family, you've got to think of me as a brother who likes to fuck kids. Why make me feel so bad? This is a bond. It's not about sex." For Christ's sake, I've used that line 8 times when I was single. "This is something special. From that point onwards..." I'm still doing, I'm sorry. Back to the... I get caught up in my... From that point onwards, the family claims Jamie slept with Jackson nearly every night for the next several months. Oh, good parents. Great. Brilliant. Remember the documentary I told you to watch? What was it? Abducted in Broad Daylight? Please, has anybody watched that yet? Makes Michael Jackson look straight. 1993, September, one family filed suit against Jackson. In the filing, a family whose child is ostensibly the 13-year-old boy referred to as Jamie alleges that Jackson had repeatedly committed sexual battery on their son. Jackson's team maintains that the suit is part of an attempt to extort the star for $20 million, which I kind of believe a little bit. More than a decade later, however, the Court TV reveals in a 2004 report that Jackson settled the suit for even more than that. Oh, that's not good. As part of the settlement, the singer denied any wrongful acts. Only one he said was a wrongful act was Janet Jackson stealing his shit. What? In September 94, prosecutors announced that they are not filing criminal charges against Jackson involving 3 boys because the primary alleged victim declined to testify. I don't understand our legal system at all. In the course of the investigation ensuing civil case, Jackson and his team put various young boys on the witness stand and in Michael's bathroom for 3 to 4 days. No, on the witness stand and in front of cameras, where they took pictures of them doing weird things to each other right in the courtroom. No. One is 10-year-old Wade Robeson, an Australian boy who first met the megastar 5 years early when he won a Michael Jackson dance contest, beating out Governor Northam. Within a few years, Robeson had moved with his mother to L.A. with Jackson's encouragement. In 93, Robeson's mother talked to CNN about her child's slumber parties with the singer. They play so hard. They fall asleep. They're exhausted. These are all the fucking excuses I used to get out of sex. There's nothing more to it than that, the mother said, and that she took 12 more pills. Fucking took a dump in the driveway and ran away screaming because she's crazy. In Leaving Neverland, Robin says, I was excited by the idea of being able to defend him and being able to save him. February 2003, we fast forward. Living with Michael Jackson documentary airs in the UK and the United States. You remember this one? Journalist Martin Bashir includes footage of Jackson holding hands with and cradling a young teenager, then identified as a cancer survivor. You don't go after kids with... I know they're weak from the chemo and they're easy prey and shit, but you want to be banging a 4-year-old boy, his wig flies off? Come on, Michael. I actually did that on stage. It's a joke for about a year. Fucking murdered. They identified the kid as a cancer survivor, and they shared a bed together. Both Jackson and the boy denied that anything untoward was going on, other than him pulling my IV out of my arm every night. After the documentary airs, Jackson issues a statement denying any wrongdoing, says that he is devastated by Bashir's portrayal of him. Nevertheless, Living with Michael Jackson sparks a criminal investigation. November 20, 2003, police booked Jackson on child molestation charges. 2 days... By the way, the kid with cancer, I know the guy that introduced Michael Jackson to him. His name's Jamie. He's a good guy. He ran the Laugh Factory in Los Angeles. You know, he thought he was doing the kid a favor. He didn't know Michael Jackson was a vampire who liked fucking, underoos and animals. 2 days after raiding Neverland, Jackson's famous ranch in Santa Barbara, California, the sheriff's office arrests Jackson on charges of child molestation, but they don't immediately disclose details, of course. Jackson's lawyer, Mark Garagos, calls the charge a big lie. He said it was a big fucking lie. Really? Your lawyer said it was a big fucking lie. Is that right? Is that what he said?
He's lying.
Anyways, after posting $3 million bail the same day and surrendering his passport, see, they thought he was a flight risk because he was so light in the loafers. Jason, I don't like the body language. When I do something that's kind of punny, I can see there's this kind of fucking...
I love puns. What are you talking about?
No, you don't. I saw it. I'm a comedian. I study body language. You're like, oh, really? Am I right? Faulkner? When I do that, I'm just busting your balls. Don't take that personal. Say, Nick, shut up. I didn't do anything.
I'm sensitive, that's all.
Yeah, well, we have to change that. Boy, you're on the wrong show. So anyways, he's allowed to go free. Jackson eventually indicted on 10 criminal counts, including child molestation, abduction, false imprisonment, extortion. Jesus, he's gonna do almost as much time as Paul Manafort. February 28, 2005, Jackson's criminal case goes to trial. Jackson's put on trial. The victim is identified as Gavin Arvizo, the young man who appeared in the Bashir documentary. He's among those who testify at the trial. This is getting juicier. Juicier than a Cub Scout's asshole. Among those testifying in Jackson's defense are actor Macaulay Culkin, James Safechuck, and Wade Robeson. By 2005, Robeson is a noted choreographer, songwriter who has created dance routines for Britney Spears in sync. Jesus Christ, if his resume was any more gay, it would be a vial of AIDS blood. That is absolutely crazy.
He's a fag.
Why do you say that? Because he's a choreographer and he does dance stuff and sells stuff to NSYNC? Oh, my God. Anyways, he had already won his own show on MTV. The men deny that Jackson had touched them or otherwise acted appropriately. Gavin Arvizo is now age 14 and says on the stand that Jackson masturbated him. Did he leave the glove on? Well, they found some sequence on his cock, and that was that. Gavin's brother corroborates his claim and says that Jackson gave them alcohol and showed them pornography. Again, these are dating things I used to do. Pam, finish the Heineken and watch this. It's Debbie Goes to Denver. Gavin's mother, Janet Arvizo, also appears as a witness. The BBD describes her testimony as combative and rambling. A former member of Jackson's household staff, Blanca Francia, testified that she saw the singer taking a shower with Robeson. Guilty! But she's crazy, too, they said. Francia's son also alleges Jackson had molested him. Years later, both Robeson and Safechuck say that they lied at the trial. June 13, 2005, Jackson is acquitted of all criminal charges. Of course he is. I mean, it's not like there was any evidence. At least some of the jurors seem to place the onus on the alleged victim's mother, Janet Arvizo. Yeah, that goes without saying. According to NPR, allowing a child to sleep with any non-family member, one of the female jurors asked, according to NPR, what mother in her right mind would allow that to happen? I asked that myself, and I'm not a mother. I'm a motherfucker, but I'm not, I...
Watch out, because I'm...
Within months, prosecutors charged Janet Arvizo with fraud and perjury related to statements made at the Jackson trial. She accepts a plea agreement the following year. June 25th, 2009, Michael Jackson dies at age 50, and a bunch of first graders are crying all over the nation. On November 11, 2011, Dr. Conrad Murray is found guilty of involuntary manslaughter in Jackson's death, having administered a deadly dose of the anesthetic propofol, which is so good. Oh, my God. I've been knocked out with that shit. Jesus. I would blow Michael Jackson to give me a quote of that shit. I mean, now, I'd dig him up and I'd blow him. 2013, 2014, Wade Robeson and James Safechuck filed suits against the Jackson estate and his companies. You know why? Because he saw the other people doing it and settling and getting cash. And that's why, The Daily Beast reports in 2013 that after publicly and repeatedly defending Jackson, Robeson now says that Jackson sexually molested him for 7 years. 2 years later, May 2015, a judge in L.A. County Superior Court, Mitchell Beckloff, dismisses Robeson's suit against the estate, saying that he waited too long to file his claim. This is where dirty money changes hands. And in December 2017, the same judge dismisses the rest of Robeson's suit filed against Jackson's two companies. James Safechuck files a similar suit against MJJ Productions and MJJ Ventures in 2014, alleging Jackson abused him on hundreds of occasions between 88 and 92, but he didn't remember any of those until he saw the cash flying back and forth. That's my take on it. Beckloff, who's also the presiding judge in the suit, rejects Safechuck's suit in June 2017 on the same grounds he gave Robeson. This fucking judge was sleeping with Joe Jackson. March 3rd, 2019, Leaving Neverland begins airing on HBO. After debuting at Sundance in January, the two-part, 4-hour documentary begins airing. Jackson's estate has already filed suit against the network, claiming that damages could exceed $100 million. Its petition begins, Michael Jackson is innocent, period. Fucking
innocent. He's lying.
The estate also argues HBO has violated a non-disparaging agreement that made with the singer in order to air a concert special live in Bucharest, the Dangerous Tour, back in 1999. I danced to that one. I got that through the mail, and I danced to that like Napoleon Dynamite. I got in such good shape. In producing this fictional work, the suit continues, HBO ignored its contractual obligations to Michael and his companies by disparaging both him and the Dangerous World Tour that HBO had previously profited from immensely. I believe that, too, because they're scumbags at HBO. The estate also calls for Robeson and Safechuck, two admitted perjurers, and accuses them of practicing their stories and rehearsing their lines for years now. Here's what I agree with the guy that made this. This latest document, he says, it's the complexity that drew me into wanting to really tell a story, Reed says, which is that in an abusive pedophile relationship, there is both love, affection, mentoring, friendship, caring, and there is sexual abuse. Those two things coexist. I can't really argue with that. If you want to argue on that point, ask my life partner. Alex Trebek. No. Oh, Nick, that was horrible. He's in the nose, Trebek. Jeopardy host Alex Trebek has stage 4 pancreatic cancer, but vows that he's going to fight it. And you know what I say to that?
Bye-bye.
I'm not happy about it. He seems like a real fucking Canadian. Anyways, he put out a little video talking to his fans. Here it is.
Hi, everyone. I have some news to share with all of you, and it's in keeping with my
I was touched by Michael Jackson in
1989.
1989.
And transparent
I was
with
on the
our
Ferris
Jeopardy
wheel,
fan
and I
base.
got a hand job.
I also wanted to prevent you from reading or hearing some overblown or inaccurate reports regarding my health. So therefore, I wanted to be the one to pass along this information. Now, just like 50,000 other people in the United States each year, this week I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
At this point, we're looking at stage 4 small cell carcinoma of the lungs. And this is now stage 5.
Now, normally the prognosis for this is not very encouraging, but I'm going to fight this.
Bye-bye.
And I'm going to keep working, and with the love and support of my family and friends, and with the help of your prayers also, I plan to beat the low survival rate statistics for this disease.
Bye-bye.
Truth told, I have to, because under the terms of my contract, I have to host Jeopardy for 3 more years. So help me. Keep the faith, and we'll win. We'll get it done.
Bye-bye.
He looks good, actually. I mean, he looks really good there. And I love that this guy, Canadians not known for their sense of humor, except for my favorite comic ever, Norm Macdonald, a few others. Harlan Williams, actually. But I like that he added some humor. It couldn't be too dour. I've never heard him say anything even close to that funny in 35 years on Jeopardy. So anyways, stage 4, like Johnny Sacks said, there's no stage 5. I should have gave you guys the whole clip to that, because when the doctor tells him he has stage 4 pancreatic cancer, he's like, so what was all the fucking radiation and the chemo? Was it for fucking kicks? Just bit it to the end, blaming his doctor. There's no stage 5. Anyway, Alex, fight it, buddy. It's not a fucking... He looks better than he ever did. I think what triggered it is him shaving his mustache. Anyways, fight it, Alec. We like you, even though you're Canadian. Okay, I don't want... This is too long. I'm just going to read you the headline, and we're going to call it a week. But the headline made me laugh, and I'm not laughing at what happened to these... But woman tells TripAdvisor she was raped by tour guide. TripAdvisor tells her to leave negative review. Can you be any more insensitive?
This is rape! This is rape! This is rape!
Welcome to Jamaica, man. They told her to leave a negative review. You couldn't make that up? Listen, the sheets were old and stained. The air conditioner didn't work. And oh, by the way, I was raped by the tour guide. Oh, my God. That's all you really need to know. But listen to how cold and callous TripAdvisor is. Oh, my God. According to the email seen by The Guardian, one woman named only as Kay, don't ask me about my business at the TripAdvisor, contacted TripAdvisor to complain of sexual assault by a tour guide, but was simply told to leave a bad review for the guide on the website. TripAdvisor refused to remove the company from its online listing. Kay told the hotel in question about the attack, filed a police report, then told TripAdvisor she wished to warn fellow tourists of the potential danger. But the company simply suggested she leave a first-person review on the website detailing the assault. Why would you want to do that? I was in disbelief, she told The Guardian. Am I seriously being asked to recall the humiliating details of my own sexual assault? Was this the global company pushing me to relive my trauma on their forum for everyone to see and comment? Or worse of all, the perpetrator who is still out there to respond to me, to troll me? It left me feeling shattered, hopeless, and alone. The company whose website is visited by 456 million people each month. How do we get on advertising here? Not by what I'm doing right now. Told Kay its policy was not to remove a business from its listings. Why not? Either temporarily or to allow for investigation or permanently when a staff member is accused of sexual assault or rape. TripAdvisor even sent her 5 examples of reviews detailing similar sexual assault and rape experiences that took place at other hotels, apparently as a guide to writing her own. That's like me hearing Robin Williams through the grapevines thinking about killing himself. Well, my uncle hung himself. Here's what you got to do. And by the way, can you get a stamp on the... They're telling her how to write the... But even when Kay did submit a review, it was not published because it was not written in a first-person style. Hey, listen, rape victim, learn how to use a semicolon. Oh, my God. When Kay told the company she wanted to avoid being contacted by trolls, potentially including her attack, TripAdvisor suggested she set up an anonymous account to post her review. You got to be kidding me.
I grab this microphone, I beat your brains out with it because that's what she deserves. That's what she deserves.
There's another one. One of 5 other reviews shared with Kay was written by an 18-year-old woman who said she had her drink spiked and was raped while staying at a resort in Jamaica. It's always these, you do the math. The woman even said the hotel had launched a legal case against her to dispute the accusation, which was supported by a rape test at a local hospital. The resort in question still has a 4.5 star out of 5 ratings on the website. Why didn't you give it 5 stars? She didn't come? Oh my God, TripAdvisor, you are horrible. TripAdvisor failed to add any warning or note for other travelers considering staying there. Another woman, Christine Damon, who I dated, I had nothing to do with it. No. Christine Damon, 44, Toronto, Canada, said her review detailing a sexual assault by a security guard at the Grand Bahia Prince Ticas Hotel in the Dominican Republic. You notice what all these have in common, these places? Yeah, they're not Sweden. Was buried. She submitted a review saying she was sexually assaulted. That was buried by more than 2,600 reviews by other guests. The resort is currently rated 4 out of 5 stars where she was assaulted. She felt her complaint was not taken seriously by this. Gee, you think? The newspaper claimed to have found 40 other examples of reviews describing sexual assault, rape, groping committed by staff members of hotels and other listed businesses. The companies replied in only 14 cases, and just one indicated that an accused staff member had been disciplined. In 2017, TripAdvisor came under fire for deleting a review describing a rape incident at a hotel in Mexico, where else. In response, if you want to get raped, come to the southern border here. Don't go all the way over there. In response, it committed to adding warning flags to hotels where health discrimination and safety issues have been reported. A TripAdvisor spokesman told Newsweek, it's a horrible tragedy when someone experiences a safety issue. Oh, it's a safety issue? Like a sexual or physical assault. TripAdvisor exists as an informational review platform. Travelers to post their experiences. Having a business listing on a platform isn't an endorsement of the business, the spokesman said. It would be a disservice to the public to remove these listings. So let the girls get raped so we can make sure... I added that, but that's what she's saying, essentially. Therefore, with her... Finally, TripAdvisor works to find the right balance between honoring victims' privacy and making sure our platform is helpful to travelers, the spokesman continued. The health and safety of travelers is a responsibility we take very seriously. Really?
Get out of my room, you sick cunt.
Oh, my God. I'm no #MeToo fucking spokesman. But you have to be kidding. And they're still in business. It shows you how cold they are and how cold people are who still use this service. So what? They send people to hotels where they might get, finger popped while they're having a pina colada without consent. Big deal. Let's go, Dave. I mean, what? They're still in business? I'm actually sounding like a feminist right now. How dare they? Have you no shame? TripAdvisor. We are too busy trying to provide a platform for people who want to go on vacation across the world. They need to know what goes on at these hotels. I did not know 40 to 50 women were raped at the Holiday Inn, and I was too busy out there making the case. But we will do better, and I will do better next week. That is it for the week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, patrons, Patreon members. Love you to death. Remember, for the last 30 years, you've been thinking it, I've been saying it, and I've paid the price. I'm in my basement. See you guys on Monday. Take care of yourselves.